Hey, thank you for coming back to Spirit Music Meetups, a great community website where you can learn from one another how to play anointed, that's revealed, prophetic, spontaneous, on the fly music, where you just let go of your might and power control and you trust that God will reveal or give to you what you need in that very hour, that very moment in your music. And that's really about letting God do it, letting go of the reins. You know, you're at the end of the rope, you let go and you trust. That's faith. That's the life of a Christian, to trust God that He will fill in the blanks, that He will play the music that He wants to play. And you're learning a vocabulary of how to do that with one another at this website, spiritmusicmeetups.org. It's a blog community where you learn from each other. I put a lot of stuff out there to get you going, but it's up to you guys to get it going. So what we're doing here is I'm sharing with you stuff that was revealed to me today. I was just saying, I can't wait to go into my drum room. I have all these chores to do, but I want to go into my drum room and hear from God and let it come to me and see what comes into my head, see what comes into my hands. And we'll be doing a lot of drum set stuff too. So you'll see the playlist has a lot of drum set stuff. And what we're doing here on the practice pad can be applied to the drum set. Well, what we're having fun with today, because it's about staying in joy, the joy in the journey. If you take joy out of the word journey, you just have an urn full of ashes. You all dried up, burned out. Well, here we are having some fun like a little child. That's what God wants us to be. Stay like little children. Horsepower, the horsepower of 5-stroke rolls. Why horsepower? Well, because we have 2-stroke motorcycles, and they have some horsepower. And then we had 4-stroke, engines, the four bangers we call them. And then you have 6 cylinders, and then you have 8 cylinders, and you get all this stuff. But there's strokes. I don't want to go into all the mechanics of a car, but I just thought that was neat. Horsepower. We're going to get a lot of horsepower out of 5-stroke rolls. Why 5 strokes? Because we're going to have a double stroke, and a single. We call them 2 for 2 strokes. 4, that's 2 plus 2 equals 4, and there's the 5th stroke. You could count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could do it that way. You don't have to play it this direction. You can play it in reverse. So you start with the single stroke and then the double stroke. But notice that these double strokes set you up to this single. So they lead to that single. These double strokes lead to this single. So it's all a matter of perspective. And the one thing God always has impressed upon me is looking at things from different angles. Don't just look at it the way it is in your drum books. They're very limited on paper, how much you can put on paper. It costs money to put things on paper. You can say a lot more in a video. 22 minutes playing with God, 22 PWG. So get this out to your friends in music, your drummer friends. The website is for all musicians. Playing with God, because He wants us to be like little children in our drum room. So we can count this in different ways. We counted it with numbers. We could count it with eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3. And we can continue the counting. And 3 and 4 and. So we can just merge these together and count them that way. Or we can put rests, and we can talk about rests over here. We can shift that whole thing over. You don't have to start on 1. That's all about perspective. Start on the and of 1. And 2 and 3. And 4 and 1 and 2. So you can just keep shifting. And again, you can put rests in here. And 2 and 3 and then rest 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. So you can put as many rests anywhere you want. Variety is the spice of life. You can count it in 16ths. 1 E and 2 And I'm going to put an eighth note rest in there, E and a. So I'm going to just put and, 3 E and a 4 and 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 4 and. So I'm not getting into what it looks like in music. You're just learning how to count to create rhythm inside you. You can shift those 16ths over, starting on the E, E and a, or you could start on the and a 2, and a 2 E and then do what you want to do with counting. We could count this in 30-second notes, 1 dot E dot and. So there's the 16ths, 1 E and. I'm going to put a little 16th note rest here. 1 E and a. 1 E and a. 2 E, 2 E and a. So that's how you count 30 seconds. You can just put the D in there. 1 to E to and a. 2 to E to and a. Or you can shift that over. Start on the and a 2 D, and a to 2 E, and a to 3 E. So you can shift anywhere you want. Now a lot of times you see rolls in 30-second notes which are just 16ths doubled. We'll look at that over there. You can roll this in eighth note triplets. 1 E right? Triple it. 1 E 2 E is the rest. 3 E 4 E is the rest. Or you can shift it over. E 2 E 3 E 4 E So you can shift things over. You can do it in 16th note triplets. 1 E and or 1 triplet and triplet. So there's the and, the eighth note and. And you can see the eighth note triplets. 1 E 2 E and you're just doubling them to get 16 note triplets. 1 E there's an eighth note triplet. Eighth note triplet. Da 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 da. 1 E 2 E So you're just not counting the 16th note triplet. Or you can count it. So what is all these accent marks? Well, oftentimes you see accents on the beginning of something. It's kind of like a burst of energy that peters out. So it's da 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 da, da 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 da, kind of goes down in volume. So the accent's right here and here. Or you oftentimes see the roll ending in an accent, da 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 da. So it's building up. So this is a release of energy, decrescendo, and this is the buildup, da 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 da, da 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 da. So it's kind of crescendoing. So there's the accents at the end. And what I'm saying here, prep, is if you're going to accent here, you got to get it up here. After you play that stroke, it has to go up to prepare to come down. If you're going to accent here, you're going to have to go up here. So you want to know where your upstrokes are. You always look backwards. If you're accenting here, right, you look backwards. This is the one that has to go up. If you're accenting here, this is the one that has to go up. Always be prepared. Remember the Boy Scout motto. Always be prepared. So prepare. Now, of course, you can play on both the beginning and the end. So I put that, beginning and the end. Sound like a beginning and the end, beginning and the end. So that's common too. And you can also accent the second stroke of a double. That's called an inverted double to strengthen that double. That's usually the weakest. See how I made it smaller? It's usually weaker, but to make it even when you go fast, you can make this stronger when you go slow. So da 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 da. So I'm accenting the end in this case as well. So that's the inverted double, and then accent the end of the stroke. You don't have to do that. Or you can play them all high, everything high. So learning how to play way up here. Learning how to play way up here. And that's very good for building strength. Or you can learn how to crescendo. So you go da 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 da. See how I kind of go up the slant? Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. So I'm going up the slant. Or down, decrescendo. Da 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 da. So I'm trying to make my hands go down. Da 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 da. Da da. So I'm going to have to go down to here on this stroke. Da da. And then I'm going to have to go underneath that for that stroke. So that's how you kind of measure out a crescendo. Figure out each stroke going lower. That's for decrescendo. So let's talk about shuffles. So a shuffle is taking something that's straight, 1 and 2 and 3, shifting that and over to an 1, 2, 3. So now we shuffled it over. So instead of 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3, it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to put an accent on the end there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Shuffle, 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 and shuffle, shuffle, in. Shuffle, shuffle, in. Shuffle, shuffle, in. So that's what a shuffle is. And notice I put it on different sounds. You can put the accent. You can put the accents on a different sound. I'm repeating the right side. Just going off to this. That could be an accent on your snare drum. It could be a low tom. Off to the low tom. Or to a cymbal. Or to a crash cymbal. Or to a middle tom. Or to a high tom. So this can all be your drum set. On the left side, you can play over on a hi-hat. Crash cymbal, right? High tom. Right? Hi-hat. You could even come over here, play way back here for another tom-tom that you have on the left side, like Gary Chester in New Breed talks about symmetry of your drum set. Whatever you have on the right side, you want to have on the left side. So this is really neat how you can play different sounds. You can play this on one sound, double, another sound, and then a third sound. So you can go 1, you can go 1, 2, I'm going to do 2 over here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So be creative. You can do just 2 sounds like you're playing this on a ride cymbal. Okay, so it's like a beat. Okay, so that's a lot of fun playing it on different sounds. This gets you ready for the drum set. Now we talked about sticking rests in here in different places. You don't have to blend them all together. I stuck some rests in here just to make things line up. But you can do this systematically, you know, be progressive. Notice that it's moving forward. I put it in this slot, the first slot between the rudiments. This is the left side, this is the right side. 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5. Put a little space in there so I can move this over progressively, this space. That's Lord told me about being systematic. Don't be random or chaotic. That's not how he created things. He didn't go, oh, I think I'll just, oh. No, that's ADHD. That's being all over the map. That's not the way a brain is supposed to function. Too many hours of video games at a young age. I have a whole PDF file, 200 studies that have been done on this. At a young age, video games unravel the brain, and it's almost irreparable from that point on. Too much TV, too many video games. It's a cheap babysitter, I know, but it unravels the brain, and from the early on, their brain forms incorrectly. Instead of being able to go down a path and concentrate and be able to focus for very long, which almost all of life requires, by the way. They're just jumping around. A video game makes them jump around. You got to just keep going like this. Helter-skelter, we called it when we were growing up. Being helter-skelter. So here, we're going to do it systematically, the way God creates the universe. I'm going to put a space in front of this roll. I'm going to take that out at the end. I'll put a space in the front of the roll and a space in front of that roll. So it's space, da, 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 space, da, 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 da. I'm going to put the accent on the end just for fun, right? Space, da, 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 space, da, 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 space, da, 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 space, da, 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 da. Or you could call it race. Rest. It's race. Or you could give it one of these countings. 1, we're going to make that a 16 note. E, broken into 2, is 32nd notes. 1, E, and a. 2, E, and a. It seems logical, right, to do that. So we just did something logical. And I'm going to put the accent on the end. 1, E, and a. 2, E, and a. Oh, we're going to alternate. 1, E, and a. 2, E, and a. 3, E, and a. 4, E, and a. 1, E, and a. 2, E, and a. 3, E, and a. 4, E, and a. I'm going to walk. 1, E, and a. 2, E, and a. 3, E, and a. 4, E, and a. So I know where that beat is, which is the rest. I'm going to have to put a foot underneath that. You can do your hi-hat. 1, E, and 1, E, and 2, E, and 3, E, and 4, E, and or a bass drum, or both. Walk back and forth. Now, I'm going to put the rest in here. So, we're going to still count 16ths. 1, E, and So now the rest is in 2E. It's in the E slot in our counting. So that's going to be different. So it's 1, right? 1 E and 2, 2 E and 3 E and 4, 4, right? 4 E, E is the rest. 4 E and all right, I didn't practice this, you can see. So take your time, think about it. We got to play 1 with the foot, E's the rest, and Now we could just repeat one side until we get the hang of it. That's what I would do. 1 E and 2 E, 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. You got to play 1, right? 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and So you see, I take my time till my brain can really get it. Don't speed up and drill in mistakes. Now, you can get a counter if you don't want to count. Metronome like Iono Voice counts for you. Some of the electronic drum sets have it. I think Tika is a great, as I remember, Tika has that inside of it. Now it says move it over to 1E and 1E and all right? So now it's 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3E and So the last one would be to put it back at the end. This is wrapped over to here. 1E and 2E and That's very common. 1E, that was over here. 1E and 2E and 3E and All right, so learning how to put spaces in different order, but doing it systematically. You know, you really can put multiple. You could put one here and here. You could put one here and here. Right? Or you could put one here and here. So, you know, you can do combinations of this. Well, heck, you don't have to make this just one count. That space could be two counts. 1E and 2. 1E and 2. 1E and 2. 1E and 2. So you can make these, you know, the sky's the limit on when you do rests, right? And different counts. What's this isolate? Isolate means take one of the hands away. So if I take the left hand away, I have right, 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 right. Right? So you could count this if you wanted to. You could count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it looks like the right hand is on the 1, 3, and 5. So you just follow it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The left hand's on a different one. It's on the 2, the 4, and the 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's easier just to play this. One hand on your leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. So you're going to play this on the leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 4, 5. Now I'm counting the roll. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. Da 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 da. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. I'm putting the accent on the beginning so it sounds like a triplet. But I could go 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5. Now I'm putting the accent on the end. So sometimes when you play isolation on your leg, you might hear a pattern over here. That might help you just remember. So I hear a little pattern that I'm just filling in around. Sometimes that helps. So you got to do variety to think of simpler ways to learn this. Cinch by the inch or hard by the yard. I'd rather do cinch by the inch. So I'm just going to learn how to do this really well. Then I'm going to learn how to do this really well. Right? See, right, right, left is the same as right over here. Left, left, right is the same as over here. So if I learn how to do these pieces really well, and then maybe this piece or this piece, right, really well. So I've learned all the different pieces, and that might find some bottlenecks, some sticky points in your playing. So here we have this, right, right, left. You might want to practice that. Make sure you can do doubles. find out where your weak link is. So I'm just working that. Did the other side, left, left, right. That's my weak link. I can feel that this is harder to do than this. So I might practice different ways, make it interesting, play on the drum set. Let me get rid of some space. So I got to figure out how to do that more. And then it says do this little burst. I just stay up here. See, it's double, double. Maybe the other side, left, right, left, do the left side. So just get back up here. Figure out what it is that's slowing you down, and that might help you play the whole thing. What are we doing here with all these slash marks? They're called duple slashes. A duple slash takes a single and makes a double out of it. That's slash. So I'm playing trip, uplet, trip, uplet. I'm putting the accent on the beginning of this, in the beginning of this. Trip, uplet, trip, uplet. And I'm doubling different parts of it. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was like when we went reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's another way to do it. Here I doubled the beginning and the end, but here you see there's 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. All right? Just this different way of getting, this is called phrasing over the beat line, because this is a beat, right? From this beat to that beat. And this is going over that beat line. Now you can see that I can do this with accents on the beginning, or accents at the end, or both. But I just did one or the other. And you can see this. This is a whole nother thing down here. So let's just go this. 1, 2, 3, 1. There's your triplets. Right? Make sure you can down, up, tap, down, up. Now I'm going to do the 2, 4, 5. Now I'm on the other side. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. 2. See how I have to trap it down there? I have to pull my fingers in. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. So it's really learning how to go like this. We talked about putting accents in the different place. Da 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 da. It's all going down. But now I need to lift this left hand up to get ready to come down here. Got to lift this right hand up to come down here. We talked about this preparing, always preparing for what's coming up. Here, it's the single stroke and then doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm ready for the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Remember, we're doing this. 1, 2, 3 has to go up to come down. 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. muscle memory, right? After a while, you're going to feel muscle memory. This is really, really strange. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to be really strange. That's just keeping the accent on the end, on the beginning. But you could do this whole thing with the accent on the end. It's going to feel weird. But what I'm doing here is I'm playing 1 E and 2 E and right, left, and I'm deciding to duple slash the first two. There's 2, 4, 5, or these two, 2, 4, 5, or these two, 2, 4, 5, or these two, 2, 4, 2, 4, 5. So the end of the stroke and the beginning of the next stroke, the end of this stroke and the beginning of this stroke. So you just keep moving 2, 4, 5s over. Isn't that cool? So you got 1 E and now you got to say where you want to put the accent. I'm going to put it on the beginning where we do 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and so you always have to get up to come down. 1 E and 2 E and 1 E. So it's 1 E and that's your 5 strokes. 2, 4, 5, 6. So this really is the next video called 6-stroke rolls. 2, 4, 5, 6. 1 E and 2 E and always go slow and inform, get everything perfectly right, and then gradually speed up. So you don't want to go too fast to create a mistake, because once you create that mistake, you're drilling it in if you keep going the same speed. You got to go slower. So now it says shift the accent over to the E and. So we're going to go 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and So you see how that worked? 1 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and still getting that 5 strokes in there, but I'm starting with the stroke number 6 is starting in the beginning. 1 E. Sorry, you don't have to go 1. We can go 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and at the I have to get this up because it's going to come down 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and As soon as I get done with that at the end, I get it up because it's going to come back down. I could move it over to the and 1 E and 2. Now we don't want to accent the end, we want to accent the beginning. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4. That's your 5 stroke, right? 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E E and 2 E and 3 E and 4. So you could, if you put your foot on the number, you'll know where it is. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E 4. See? 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 how I'm pointing down there to my foot? This is the reminder to play down there with my foot. So you just keep shifting this over until you've done all the possibilities. That's the key. When you do systematic study of something, you need to do all the possibilities. So you're not just coloring with, oh, my favorite color. Oh, you got really good coloring with, red. That's all you can do is play red. So you hear drummers, they sound like the same beat in a lot of songs because their thinking is, oh, just red. That's it. That's all I know is red. But if you learn green and purple and blue and all the different colors, that's all inside you. And it's just going to come out when you're playing. And that's about spontaneity. It's just inside you, ready to come out, bubbling, waiting to be expressed. And when God gives you that joy, it just comes out in all these different colors. So I just appreciate you hanging in there. This was not a 22-minute video. I could have made 2 videos. It's hard to stop. It's really hard to stop when you're on a roll. They say when you're on a roll, pardon the pun, drum rolling, that's what we're doing. That's a 5-stroke roll. Make sure you can do that on each side. And then go back and forth. You're going to string these together into some really cool things on the drum set. So it's all about having a working vocabulary. Just like you don't want to have 10 words to your English vocabulary, you're not going to be able to say much, are you? If you have 1,000, you're going to have a lot more ability to say something creative and important and sound really cool. And in worship music, you're just going to be able to express your feelings more. And that's what it's about. Thank you for hanging in there. And you just keep sharing this with one another. Subscribe to the channel. Go out and comment on this video. Share with others. I appreciate it. It's all word of mouth, okay? I haven't done the whole social media thing. It takes time to do all that. So you do it for me. I appreciate it. Main thing is that you are inspired to do it yourself. Get more horsepower in your rolls. More horsepower in your rolls with 5-stroke rolls. These are monsters. They really work your hand. We didn't talk about technique. We'll have that on another video, learning how to pull up, pulling up the stroke. But if you practice really high, you're gonna be pulling those strokes up to get them up to the height that you need them, right? Trying to get way up here. Okay, so have fun getting really high up there and you'll fix a lot of problems. Your mirror is a great friend of yours. So I'm looking at the phone here. You look at the mirror and look at how high your hands are to maybe put a piece of tape or a bungee cord is what I do. So you can see your hands getting up to that bungee cord consistently, not one hand being higher than the other, unless you're trying to get them different. But try to get it up there and you'll see a lot of improvement. All right, God bless you. Spread the word. Bye-bye.